Hey there, NEC Warrior. How are you doing today? It is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, and that means we're coasting into the weekend now. So, hope all is going well for you. Today, we're going to be talking about the topic of should we change diets completely if it's not working for us, or should we change it slow and steady? And of course, we'll do a little bit of Pictionary, and as well, we'll do a little bit about what my journey has been going day by day. So today, I'll tell you what happened. So, if you're new here, my name is Angelo, and I'm here to share with you my health and fitness journey to help you take or help inspire through me, maybe, or maybe you'll get into the place where my advice will help you on your health and fitness journey. So, if there's something that you would like me to talk about in a future episode or live show, please let me know. And yeah, just leave a comment. And of course, if I see it, I will create something from that. Let's see. Yeah, please make sure to follow, subscribe, and like. I'm thinking I'm slowly getting better at this live stuff, so I'm feeling a little bit more logistically competent. So as we go through, I plan to do more and more. But if there's something that you would like to see, please let me know. I want to do a virtual reality type of uh, show coming up soon, so be ready for that. Those are always fun for me. Just getting in there and really trying to put something together takes a little bit of time, actually. So yeah. Anyways, let's jump into our game of Pictionary. So you should see my screen right now, and let's go with the first. Oh, I gotta put the timer on. So I'm gonna draw something. Let's see. Ooh, I didn't come up with the two items yet, so I'm gonna guess on it right now. And I think the one thing I'm going to draw is got it, got it. This one is a thing, and let's start. Are you ready? Here we go. Start now. Here goes the timer. Okay, see if I can do this. I just came up with this in my head. Okay. This one might be, I don't know, it might be easy, it might not be easy. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I do this to myself, right? Um, hopefully you can tell what this is. I'm, I don't even think I know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but if I were you, I'd be like, what the heck is that? Um, yeah. Good luck with that one. Can I do anything else to make it better? Maybe. Uh, oh no, this is horrible. This is horrible Pictionary. But if you know what it is, just put it's this thing here. Okay? If you know what it is, leave a comment down below so that I know that you guessed it, and I'll let you know if you got it right or not. So that's the only way to find out is by putting a comment to let me know if you know what that is. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, I got to think real quick. Okay. All right, get my timer, reset that. Let's see, what's the next one going to be? I got it. Yeah, this one's going to be hard. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right, you ready? Set. I forgot to put the timer on. Okay, ready? Set. Go. Here we go. All right, we got this. All right. Okay. All right, put this here. Do that here. I should have put this way, way lower. I did not take good consideration of my spatial awareness is out the door. All right, let's see though. Let's see if you can get this. All right. Um, how much time do I got? 30 seconds. I can do this. I can do this. You can do this. Yes. By the end of, I don't know, a month, I should be like a Picasso on this thing, right? And we'll put this here. Yeah. Okay. And we get that. What is this thing here? Okay, this whole thing. The whole thing. All right, I'm out of time. I'm out of time. There we go. So good luck. I think this one's better than the other one, to be honest. That one I came up real close, and don't ask me. Don't ask me what that is. Yeah. Okay, ready? So again, if you know what the answer is, or you think you know what the answer is, please leave a comment and let me know what you think it is. All right. Let's reset that, and let's switch back over to me. And here we go. There I am. All right, let me go over here to Facebook so I can see if anybody writes a comment or not. Okay, so should we, if we're struggling, I'm assuming that the first question is the question that I'm posing supposes that you don't feel like you're getting success in your current diet or whatever your plan is. And so that's where I'm going to stem from, because I'm not sure why you would ask this question if you weren't in that situation. So here's my suggestion for individuals. It all depends. It really does. I mean, should you lose jump ship on what you're doing and what you're not? So I'm going to tell you what I would do, but I think the real answer is it doesn't really matter, except for one thing, and I'll explain why through what I experienced, okay? So, in what I've learned through other, let's say, parts of my life, like in my career, like when I'll just put it this way. In my job, my like full-time paying job, I am responsible for looking at processes and making them better. So, what that assumes is that the process doesn't work already and we want to fix it, right? And so, what we want to do in those cases is we map out what we're currently doing and know it inside and out in detail. And then we make changes to it, or we pick things from that process flow and say, okay, here's where we think we can improve and make changes. So we don't just throw away, let's say for instance that you are taking a customer service is taking an order and they're picking you're calling them and your experience is horrible with them. And so we get this complaint a lot, and then my job is to go in and say, okay, why are we getting these complaints? What's going on and how do we fix it, right? And so what we want to do is look at that process and understand it and then say, okay, what could we improve in this whole thing? One, we would talk to you, but in this case for diets, we can't really talk to somebody because you just picked a diet. Um, but what we can do is really look at the individual things and see where could we change. So my advice to you is to take your current project or your diet, lay it out in detail and say, okay, where am I falling? And I bet you, for some of you, the first problem is you don't actually really have a diet. I mean, you may be following a program, but you don't actually, you're just following it. Somebody told you what to do and you're just doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the problem with that is that you're not learning. And so the whole part is to learn. So as we look at that process, we not only are making changes, but we're learning along the way, like what works, what doesn't work, and we tweak it. And we only want to tweak so many things at a time because it can cause a cascade. Meaning, if we tweak something over here, we could actually affect something down here. Now, our goal, of course, with weight, health, and fitness is, and especially diets, is to tweak something here and make a change in our weight down here, right? That's the domino effect we have. But we don't really know, and nobody really knows. Unless you've been with a dietitian for many years and you've been working with them and they know you inside and out, they should be able to help you directly because they've been helping you keep track of what to do, right? But if you don't have a dietitian, can't afford one, then my advice would be to just go out there and try changing one thing, like one thing. And so I lean more towards let's do it steady. Ready? Steady and slow and get there and just change this and see what happens. And again, just like in my role at work, what I want to do is make sure that we have like a guideline. How do we know if it's working or not, right? Of course, with diets, we say, well, it's either I'm losing weight or I'm not. But how long do you give it, right? I mean, let's say that you decided to make a change and you're trying something. Maybe you're going to increase your calories. You're just going to try that, right? I know that's scary. I know that sounds scary, but let's say that you wanted to toy with it and just increase your calories a little bit to see what happens. When do you know when to change or when it's not working? Well, it's very simple. Sort of. It's actually subjective. You get to decide. So, well, I've talked about this before. You want to create rules, and the rules will help you decide when you are either succeeding or not succeeding. Maybe it's getting worse, maybe it's getting better, or there's no change whatsoever. So here's what I would do. Okay, so boom, you have the thing that you're following right now. Mark it down, figure it out, step by step. What do you do from a day-to-day basis? Measure a whole week. Use an app, write it down, whatever you need to do. Understand what you are doing within a week, right? And then set the rule. Okay, if I tweak something, what do I want to tweak? Actually, before we get to the rule, if you want to tweak something, what is it that you want to tweak? What in there makes you say, or, like just choose one thing. It doesn't have to be five things. I would say just choose one thing. And why one thing? Because if you change five things, you don't actually know what fixed it. It could be a combination of all five, it could be just one of them. And maybe actually doing all five actually hurts you. Actually, how many times am I going to say actually? It's going to hurt you to achieve your goals. So, what we want to do instead is really take a look at one thing and say, let's change that. And I know this sounds like a painful process, but it goes a lot quicker than you actually think. Because here's where things get interesting. It's the rules. The rules make it interesting because you can have a time rule and you can have a, let's say, limit rule. So for me, for instance, if I'm trying something new, I want to know if it's benefiting me, not benefiting me, or does it not really matter? So let's say I decided I wanted to try upping my ice cream levels because I love ice cream so much. What if I up that up, put it up just a little bit just so I can eat a little bit more? What would happen, right? And after about, let's say, I give myself 5 months or maybe even a month, you get to decide how long do you want it to take, right? I would say I would give something at least a month for a guideline, 3 months, 6 months. I would definitely go for 6 months if you could. Now, you're probably like, oh my gosh, 6 months, I can't do that. Okay, maybe three. All right, you get to choose, but here's where it comes into play because you need the other rules, the limit rules. For me, it's 5 pounds. Let's say I'm right here, I want to get to here. I don't want to get to here, like 5 pounds. So if I'm 180, actually today I was 179. So I will go up to 184. I'll allow myself that room before I say, yeah, okay, this isn't working. And then I'm going to take back that ice cream, right? I'm going to go back down to my normal levels and my weight should come back down to where I was before. It might take a little while, but at least I know. And then the other way, if I'm losing weight, right? Because I like to stay within a certain range. Although I've been playing with that a little bit, to be honest. Um, and I'll let it come down. And if it goes down to 5 pounds less, so let's say 179 down to 174, then guess what? Then I am going to stop that and probably actually, I don't know, like if I ate more ice cream and lost pounds, that would be interesting. I would then start creating the ice cream diet. Actually, and make some money off of it. I don't know. No, I probably wouldn't do that. That would just, I don't know. I couldn't feel right about doing that. But anyways, but you get what I'm saying? So even though you put like a 3 month cap on it to say, okay, this just didn't work, but you stayed in that neutral. So we know we're not making progress. In your case, you want it to go down, right? If you're on a diet, you normally want things to go down. I'm assuming you're not on a diet because you want to maintain your weight. And usually most of you don't want to gain weight. So that's why I think That's why I'm saying that. So you want to see like the weight coming down. Don't worry about the rate, okay? That's like a big mistake I see a lot of people do is they get hung up on the number of like, oh my gosh, it's not coming down quick enough, right? I want to lose 5 pounds in 1 week. Look, if you made one change only, and you lost 5 pounds in 3 months and it became a habit, you know for certain that that's done. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And so you can work on another habit and start etching that down. I would say with the habit, if you're picking one at a time, um, you know, depending on how you eat, maybe a half a pound, a quarter of a pound loss should be your expectation. Maybe I don't really know. Each person is so much different. Like I would in phase one, I'll just transition over now to my journey. In my phase one of this journey of weight loss, phase one, I lost 6 pounds in 1 week. That's too fast, way too fast. But in the second week, when I went to phase two, I now slowed down a little bit. I lost only 1 pound. That is still too quick. So in 2 weeks, I've lost 7 pounds. That's way too quick. And as of this morning, I even weighed less. And so that rate of change, I actually have a five month goal, and I'm already almost halfway through it, and I'm not even through 1 month. Like that's insane. That's way too quick. So I know next time when I do this, I'm going to readjust because we change over time. What worked for me the last 3 years, I'm gonna have a different. I expect something different this year on how my body's going to respond. So I got to take that into consideration. So yeah, I mean, I would go slow and steady and change things one at a time. Now, live on the edge a little bit sometimes if you're not really worried about your weight, but you want to experiment and try something new, go ahead. At the end of the day, you know if you're choosing like this diet from this diet, and I still hate saying the word diet. I love using the word eating habits. Like this is how you eat. Like this is just what we do now. That's the goal we want. I don't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you switch everything. If you can switch everything and live that lifestyle of eating that you chose, and that means overhauling it completely, I'd go with that because at least now you've established something steady. And then from there, you start experimenting one by one. Eventually, you're going to have to get to the point. No matter what, you can flip all you want on through all the different diets and everything. But I can tell you one thing from my experience that once I gave up all those diets and everything, and I just started exploring with things here and there, going with the basics, like I know I shouldn't be eating like tons of ice cream. I know I should be exercising, all that stuff, right? I know what I need to do, but at the end of the day, I could switch as many times as I want. What's most important is to get to the point where I'm fixing things one by one because I'm getting closer to something. So I would say if you're going to overhaul it, go ahead, overhaul. But at some point, you have to settle down and take one eating habit or eating pattern, lifestyle, and go after that, and then tweak one thing at a time, or do what I'm doing. I mean, here's the thing: we're always like so strict on how we approach things. I mean, look at me. I have 4 phases to what I'm doing. That's crazy, like 4 phases. I came up with them just because I knew that it was something I could do, and it was something that entertained my why, because I knew why I don't stick to eating habits. I know why things don't work for me, and I mean like really know why. And just to let you know, it's boredom. So when I get bored with eating, I will start going to things that will make things eating fun. So that means pizza, ice cream. I mean, how many ways can you make a pizza? So many. How many ways can you make ice cream? That is super fun for me, right? So with that, I know that. And so what I can do is take advantage of that knowledge and say, okay, let me do phases. So I switch it up on myself and I can go through phases one, two, three, four. And maybe I'll add a fifth one. Maybe I'll take one out and only have three this time or next time or whatever. That's the whole fun. This is where things really get interesting. And then you get to play with it. And then boom, next thing you know, you're losing weight. You're not even like you're so in control that you allow yourself to gain weight like I did just to know that you're going to lose it. Like I have no problem. I mean, it didn't feel good, of course, but I know that when I gain the weight, I can lose it because I know myself at this point. Yeah, there's little tweaks I have to make along the way, but that's okay. I make it happen and I'm successful at it. And right now, again, I'm at 7 pounds. I need to figure out a better way to do the phases because again the 6 pounds 7 pound loss in 2 weeks is like too much for me. That's way too fast. I want to find something that's a little bit more steady but at the same time allows me variety. So that's what I'm looking for. Anyways, I hope this helped you. I really do. And again, if there's something you want me to talk about in the future, let me know. Just put a comment there. Let me know what it is that you're interested in hearing, and I'll talk about it. My relationship with it, and hopefully that will guide you into what would help you for your journey. Right? Uh, I'm only speaking what worked for me. I know myself very well at this point on the journey, so that's my hope for you. I don't expect you to necessarily do what I'm doing, but I want you to understand how I'm doing it, like the mentality that I'm approaching it, the way I'm like looking at things, the way I approach it. And this is very important. That's more important than what do I do? Because what's working for me may not work for you. You may need something like strict. Like you may be a person that likes routine, and that's what you need to do. For me, I needed to be chaotic a little bit, like a little variety, like a lot of variety actually. Or that's it. I will skew off of it. But this is the that's why I'm going through this journey. That's why I gained the 15 pounds this time round, was to show you the mindset, the approaches that I do. Not necessarily to be like, oh, I need to do what Angela's doing, do the Mediterranean diet. No. Like look at the different ones. I'm going through I tomorrow I will do the fourth one. One, two, three. Yeah, the fourth one. I think it's called, I forget what it's called, but I'm going to go through the fourth biggest diet that they say will be trending in 2023. I've already done three of them. Go back and look at them. They were Mediterranean, the Dash diet, and the Flexitarian. Um, you know, just choose one that you like. It's not really that important. It's unless you have a strategy, unless you have a medical condition. I should say that always, always, always. If you have a medical condition, then you got to talk to your doctor because that they need to decide on because that could have a big implication. You may want the DASH diet actually because that's going to work on your cholesterol, blood pressure, and all that stuff. And you may want to focus on that. The diet is just a strategy, but then you can always tweak the strategy. Just because somebody says they're vegan doesn't mean you have to necessarily be vegan. You could be a flexitarian. You could be Mediterranean. Why stick to a label, right? If a label is pigeonholing you, abandon, abandon all ship. Just take what you know works for you, and then slowly start tweaking away at what you think is going to make you better. And you'll know, you'll look at it and be like, yeah. Especially if you track for a week, you're gonna be like, I lean on carbs too much. Gotta lay off the carbs a little bit. I'm not putting in enough fats in. I'm not eating enough calories. And just change one thing. That's all you have to do. Okay. Again, I could really talk about this stuff forever. It's just really entertaining for me, really cool, really fun to talk about. Anyways, again, if you know somebody that could benefit from this show or this episode, I'm not even sure what to call these, to be honest. These live shows, I guess. If you think somebody would benefit from that, please forward this, share this with them. Help me by helping me grow, follow, have other people follow me, like what I've got going on. Connect with me. Really, put in the comments. There's nothing to be afraid of. I don't bite. I actually enjoy talking with individuals. So, yeah, just join me on the journey, okay? All right, that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.